Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things happening on the show tonight. Before I begin anything, though, I know there's a graphic for this, and I know I'm probably a few days late saying this because it took me a minute to even get to this review. Number one, rest in peace, Vader, Leon White. Very sad, very big loss in the world of professional wrestling. Some say one of the best big men in the business. I may have not grown up on Vader, mostly in the days of, I believe, the AWA. I think it was called the Bull or Big Bull, if I'm correct. And his days in the WCW in the early '90s, because people got to remember this guy was like one of the biggest things in Japan too. Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, Big Van Vader. Also, I believe WCW. Was he WCW champion? Or I think also known as the Mastodon, and I will admit the mask did look cool. I do know some of his WWF run because I saw a little of it, but Shawn Michaels and he did put over talent over there at the time when he was in the WWF. I think this is kind of get a little bit close to the Attitude Era, by the way, also. But like I said, Vader, one of the best big men in the industry. From the Vader Salt to the Vader Bomb. He was in the WWF in the early '90s too. People say go back and look at the match with Cactus Jack, or I believe it was a strap match with Sting, if I'm not mistaken. Most likely, you probably check out the network, or if, I don't know, go to YouTube if you want to go watch this stuff. But yeah, very sad of his passing, at least 63 years old. And yeah, remember he did say 2 years ago that doctors told him he only had 2 years left to live, and telling the truth, I kind of actually thought he was going to beat it. I actually did, but he died of pneumonia, I believe I read. He was in the hospital for over a month. So, and especially, kind of eerie too, kind of came. I believe it was around this time he said that the doctors told him he had 2 years left to live. So, it was. I will say this too. It is also strange to me why he is not in the WWE Hall of Fame yet. He's been there inducted Stan Hansen there about 2 years ago, I believe in the 2016 one. I've always said this before and thought to myself, it's sometimes odd that WWE waits for a lot of these guys to be dead until they put them in the Hall of Fame. At least put them in while they still alive, because even I always wonder why Vader wasn't in there, and I think he'll probably go next year now, but he should have went in while he was still alive instead of, the man is dead now, unfortunately. So I always find that weird. I always kind of come to this theory that WWE waits for a lot of these guys to be dead until they put them into the Hall of Fame. I don't understand why. Maybe some with Vince or something. I don't know, but Vader should have been in the Hall of Fame. It would have been good to get a speech out of him, and I'm sure a lot of people would have enjoyed it. But like I said, rest in peace, Vader. I may didn't grow up with him. I know a lot. I do know what most stuff he's done in this business. And I say I did enjoy him when he was on Boy Meets World. I didn't see those episodes with him on there, and it was pretty cool to see Vader on that show too. Like I said, former IWGP champion. But yeah, go check out his New Japan stuff. It was really good also. But I just wanted to say a little quick thing on the passing of Vader. But moving on into the review, pretty much we kicked off in Impact Wrestling talking about, I believe it was Moose, I believe, not Moose, no, it wasn't Moose. They pretty much showed the clips from last week back at, well, it wasn't even in the Impact Zone. Yes, it was Eli Drake versus Moose last week, but it was in some House of Hardcore promotion in Philadelphia, I think it was. Or maybe it was from clips from it and that. But kicking off the show was probably the best match on this show. Was LAX versus Z and E for the tag team championships. And there's one thing I can say about this episode, and even I had to admit that the Impact Zone actually had some life into them. Oh wait, my camera's still going. Sorry about that. My thing crashed out. But what was I saying? Yes, LAX versus Team Z and E actually breathing a little bit of life into the Impact Zone, which is actually the best match on this show. This was a really great tag team title match. Both teams were really good in there. LAX did pick up the win with the Street Sweeper. I know the stories about LAX pretty much finding redemption for themselves after taking all those losses, with King leading them back into the title hunt, getting the belts back. But I have to say, this was a really great tag match to watch. It was a great way to kick off the show. This probably could have been the main event for all I know, because, like I said, people were hyped for it. If there's one thing I say about LAX, they can bring the Impact Zone back to life half the time, because a lot of this crowd is dead, mostly because of what Universal Studios tourists. But at least they were actually, kind of rocking in the background when the music hit and actually went into the match. Or this is awesome chance. And like I said, a really great match to watch. Z and E, even though they did have the tag team titles, they didn't really do much of them, really. They just kind of won it from Steiner and Eli Drake. But they did put on a great match. I do hope they do keep that team together, because this company needs tag teams. They really do, because it's not a lot of them. But like I said, this is probably the best match on the show, with LAX retaining the tag team titles. But it's more to LAX later on in this review. They cut Jimmy Jacobs and Congo Kong talking about Brian Cage, that the Machine was no match for the Monster. I guess it'll be a match with them two and that, but I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. Followed by and KM video package. They talked about the comedy thing, but since they've now broken up, KM was in the ring talking about followed by, saying like, I tried to say how to work out, eat right, and talk to good looking women, so the creatures you talk to, and that KM is the ratings up, so it should be called KM Pack Wrestling. And he told followed by to come out. Ba came out. He pretty much pulled a note from his pants and gave it to him, and he says, KM, you say you friend, Ba, but you still act bully. Ba, you need to grow upward sign. Ba, you know fight I. Ba, you fight wrestler standby. Ba, yes or no, 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 as the crowd will go. KM thought he'd be Richard Justice. He told him to get his fat ass out here. No one saying fat asses. Scott Steiner came out then. Steiner came out. I don't think this was bad. I guess Steiner's a face now after he was heel, and I don't know if they just kind of threw him out there to destroy KM and give him the Steiner recliner and everything. I would love to see a promo from Steiner, since it's hilarious, but it was just kind of, why was he even tag team champion now? Now he's just kind of beating up guys just for the fuck of it. I don't know where they're going with Steiner right now. Next was they cut to a clip from the Slammiversary press conference at the Real Sports Bar and Grill with Moose and Austin Aries, which, Austin Aries says he's gonna walk out as champion, and call Moose a former NFL player, that that's the only thing he has to his resume. It's this is supposed to be the main event of Slammiversary, but what the hell have they done with Moose? Moose has been booked very badly, and it's hard to believe he would even try to become champion at Slammiversary. Right now, I'm just gonna go with Austin Aries, because I don't see any type of way of Moose winning the title. I really don't. They booked him very badly. He's lost more matches. He's just been booked like an idiot throughout half the time, and they don't know what to do with him. But now you expect me to believe he gets a title shot? I would have liked to see, first off, I don't even know why there's even not a rematch with Austin Aries and Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. should have been asked for a rematch. Hell, Eli Drake should have been in this match. Make it a triple threat. In fact, even make it a fatal four-way if you want to keep Moose in there. But either I would have had a series of matches with him and Pentagon, because, okay, Aries got one, Pentagon has one, Pentagon got kicked in the nuts by Aries, so Pentagon should get another title shot. Come on, the guy's a Lucha Underground champion also. So that's a worthy of a main event match with Slammiversary. Put on a great show and put Moose out there. You need to build Moose up, not throw him into the title match, because now it's like, what, Aries is gonna win just the fuck of it. Eli Drake, that's another guy that did, like I should get that title match too. I would go a triple threat of one-on-one. I don't hate Moose, but they really need to stop booking him like a fucking moron. That's one thing. Next was Crazy Eddie Edwards. Psycho. Since he is crazy now, he went to his home. I guess he's going to find himself. What can I say? Yeah, say he wants to go home, and he ran over his trash, and then he's calling out his wife, which he busts the door open, knocks it down, starts. Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm on the other line. Call back. I'm on the other line. Alright. But, like I said, what was I saying here, people? Yeah, he's pretty much drinking beer out of the fridge, crawling up the stairs looking for his wife, Alicia, and then he looks in the mirror and almost like he sees a silhouette of, or like, I guess some, like almost like a ghost of Sammy Callahan with the thumbs down, almost like himself, and then he throws something at his mirror, and then he's hearing all Alicia's crying in his head and said it's your fault. Listen, we're really trying to make Eddie Edwards into some psychopathic crazy dude that I thought this guy would have came in and tried to kill his wife if he keeps running around breaking doors and breaking everything, calling her out. So I don't know where this is going with Slammiversary, but they're gonna do some psycho shit with him and Callahan, I could see, which they went to Callahan and OVE then and talked about Eddie Edwards has gone crazy. Now he's focused on Pentagon and Phantasma, Sierra Medio on my ass. So it's gonna be tag match there. Taya went against Madison Rain, which actually people actually chanted. I'm surprised, people actually were going with both of these women out here. I don't know. I'm surprised. I guess Madison Rain is now getting a push towards the title and beat Taya with a crossroads. I don't know why they cooled off Taya for some reason. Because they were going hot with her at one point. I don't know where it's going. And they talked about she's just married to Johnny 8 Names that there, Impact, Mundo, Morrison, wherever you want to go with him. Madison Rain then started to talk about an emotional return and that she wants to become a 6-time Knockouts champion. She could be tired tonight. She'll get a title shot against Su Yung, and then Su Yung, the lights went dark and Red Moon showed up as Madison Rain was watching the back. Like, she gets a title shot. LAX were in the back as they were celebrating the tag team title win until Conan actually returned. Him and Kingston needed to talk as Conan pretty much had a meeting with him. Talked about Conan didn't want to sit because he was so beat up. And he says a lot of things don't make sense. And he wants to know who attacked him, alright? And King said we got all 5 boroughs in New York looking for him. And he wanted to know where Homicide was at. He said Homicide's fine in New York. And he's only in contact with King. And Conan looked at him as just pretty much the main suspect. And he said, you gotta trust me here. You gotta tell me who got you. And Conan pretty much says, yeah, we gave you New York, but your ambition clouds your judgment. And if I find out you, it's best to jump off the Earth's axis into a gravitational pull into an alternate universe so I don't find you, alright? And King said, come on, man, we won the titles. LAX, let's celebrate. And Conan said, I don't feel like celebrating. So, we'll talk about this later as Conan pretty much looked at him, which he is the usual suspect. So, he is the main suspect in this and most likely took out Conan and Homicide. Conan is back, but we still don't know where Homicide is at right now. But, moving on from that, they went to a Killer, well, I guess Killer Cross promo. But like I said, the LAX one was really good. Like I said, one of the best on the show tonight. The Killer Cross promo was pretty good, talking about how fear is a funny thing, and talked about why he beat up all these people as the Red X. And even though I don't know why he's getting an interview now after they talked about having security and police there, now he's part of the main roster. He talked about fear, and he's gonna dive bomb fear and he's heading into this industry. So he's a big dude. I've never really seen him in the ring, but I hear good things, and he can kick the shit out of people. So we'll see. They played some GWN thing from last year in India with Sanjay Dutt versus Loki for the X Division title. OVE went against El Hijo de Fantasma, King Cuerno, and Pentagon Jr. Which I will say the crowd actually chanted chocolate latte and Cerro Medio, even everything sucks. This was not a bad match, I will say, even though it's a really good tag match. Pentagon pretty much got the one with the Pentagon driver, the fear factor. There's many different names they call that move. The 3 up, 3 down driver for the win. Pentagon's like in 3 different promotions right now anyways, and he pretty much got the win on one of the Chris brothers, and Sammy Callahan pretty much got in the ring, started beating up Pentagon as they tried to jump him. They were going to hit him with the bat, but Pentagon kicked them both in the nuts, and he was going to do his break one of the Chris brothers' arms. People said break his arm like they do in Lucha Underground. Callahan pretty much hit Pentagon there, knocked him off. They held Pentagon up as they hit him with the baseball bat and then tried to remove his mask until Phantasma came in with a chair and OVE started running. This match wasn't bad, but why is this even a feud? Why is Pentagon not going back for the world title? Phantasma, I like the guy, but I like him better on Lucha Underground as King Cuerno. And I will say that. OVE, I don't know, is Sami Callihan still going to get payback on them since he's still hunting and he wants blood? So I don't know where that's even going to go, because Callahan and them look like they've actually moved on from Eddie Edwards, and they said, fuck him, let him go crazy. I don't know a lot of this card for Slammiversary. I believe this was the last time they are in the Impact Zone. I would actually say the Impact Zone actually had some life into them, and I said, where the fuck was this crowd at? Because most of every week they're dead. Hopefully, and I believe they are out of there, and they go to the Windsor taping tapes. I believe Rich Swann will be making his debut next week on there too. So I am actually want to see that, because hopefully that crowd has some more life into them than what I've seen out of the Impact Zone. Because I believe Slammiversary will be in Windsor, Canada. I don't remember the arena's name or where they're at, but I heard it's pretty big. I think they've sold out. I'm not really sure. I don't know the full card yet. All I really know is Moose versus Austin Aries for the world title, but I'm not really looking forward to that match. I really just see Austin Aries winning in general. But if you want to check in this show tonight, the best thing on the show was the tag team title match between LAX and Z&E. And, you know, just the LAX cinematics and stuff. I can't say that. So that was literally the best thing. The tag match was great. That probably could have been the main event, but it was a title change, and we will see where this goes. They need tag teams though, but that was a very, very fun match to watch. I will say that. But like I said, I hope the tapings in Windsor are pretty much better for next week. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe. You know I do. Check out the show. Here I go. So going down. Stay intact. We're done with this review of Impact. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.